Alright everyone, I hate NIMBYists most of all, but I think sellouts are probably a close second. You know, people who completely abandon their former principles inexplicably, often to make a buck or to rub elbows with the other rich and powerful people of the world. Case in point, Eminem, Marshall Mathers, whatever the fuck you want to call him, Trix Rabbit. A good rapper, admittedly, very talented. He's good at spitting the rhymes, spitting the bars, man. But he's a complete sellout now. And it's funny because he's managed to maintain the angsty teen look all the way up through middle age and now I think into his 50s. So, you know, there's that, I suppose. Supposedly he's no longer pilling it up, so I suppose that helps to not go old and disheveled. Eminem was known when he first sort of burst out onto the rap scene as fuck authority, fuck the state, fuck the police, fuck this, fuck that, fuck women, fuck gay people. I wonder why no Democrat has bothered to ask him about his views on homosexuals lately. Probably because he came up and announced Obama there at the little rally they had the other day. Obama trying to rap, that was quite something. But he's sold out, he's gone. It's sort of like Rage Against the Machine. Before it's like, you know, the system's broken, fuck the state, fuck you, we're punks. Now it's, you know, go along with the mandates, vote straight dem and stuff. It's sort of like, you know, looking at an old rock band, like a hair metal band from the 80s, the Sellout. They become all soft and pudgy and stupid. And now, like, you know, they're like, we're going to have a real wild night tonight. They get the Pepperidge Farm cookies out and some hot cocoa and sit in their McMansion or something. And it's really sad to see. It's like, you know, a Twisted Sister or something like that. Then you get a handful of people that don't sell out. You know, you've got your Johnny Rottens, too, that say, oh, fuck you. Or Billy Corgan. You know, remember when he was at Disney World the other time and they were questioning him about why he looked sad the entire time? I think he quipped, what the fuck do you want from me? Yeah, okay, there are a handful of good ones that are still there. You'll notice that they're not the ones that get astroturfed back onto the charts after a 20-year hiatus. There's a reason for that. Eminem goes back to Detroit. He decides to visit the old, well, he's not in the ghetto anymore. Now he's in the rich person part of Detroit to go to the Democratic conference and announces Obama. I seem to think around the time of the Obama administration, you were still saying fuck the state. It's been a while, yeah. It's sad to see this happen. Person rises up, admittedly, from a lower class existence in the ghetto. And they make it. They make rap and it gets popular and they make a bunch of money and then they do the drugs and screw the hookers and all that stupid shit. But then, eventually they get too big to fail. And they get grabbed up and astroturfed and effectively groomed by the music industry and they sell out because they start getting afraid of their money going away. It's like, you know, once you hit that level of success, why don't you just do the ultimate fuck you and say, ah ha ha, the system is corrupt as hell. I'm not making you any more money. Fuck you. And then do like what Immortal Technique did and just bootleg it yourself and sell it on the fucking streets. People will buy it. I'm sure Eminem, I'm sure, with a couple of couriers could probably sell 1 million copies of an album just by going to the streets in a few major cities. So I don't understand what the allure is of having even more money that you can never possibly spend it all in your life. I just don't quite get it. It's sort of like taking the Ring of Power. And at first you're just using it to nick a pie or an apple or something like that, and eventually, you know, now you're robbing tombs or you're turning into Gollum, I suppose. It's sad to see him sell out, though. Because I can remember when Eminem first really made it big, you know, back when I was younger, back when I was a tween, you know, it'd piss your parents off. It would piss people off around you. And on TV, it'd be like, oh my god, the latest hit by Eminem, hey, you know, I raped several women or something like that. The sort of edginess has worn off. I think the last thing that he did that was any good was Rap God. Admittedly talented. A talented man. It's just his politics are all screwed up. You went from, you know, fantasizing about drowning your ex-wife to, hey, vote for the party that supposedly stands for women's rights, although now it's trans rights, not women's rights. He went from, you know, gay slurs, basically, in every other song, to saying, vote for this party that wants to, you know, trans your kids and stuff like that. It's very strange how the times are changing, really. Not many people manage to resist selling out. Not many people can resist stopping being edgy for a paycheck. That's why I like to say cunt occasionally on my videos and talk about the devil and stuff like that. I don't want to be normal. I don't want to end up like you. I don't want to be Eminem. Even if, I had that level of money, I wouldn't want to be like that. I'd probably use it to troll people more than anything else. Can you imagine how many glitter bombs you could make with that much money? You glitter bomb all of Detroit in a single night. Wouldn't that be funny? That would be the ultimate. Try to get you in the news, too, which means, you get more attention, ergo even more money. People will pay you to do it just because of your name and your brand. I find that very, very funny. Why don't more people that have really struck pay dirt just go rogue? Why? Where's the fun in life? Okay, so you show up at the record studio, you drop some songs, you go home, and I don't know, I guess you sit in your limo and listen to your own music or something like that. I just don't understand it. I don't understand the lifestyles of the rich and vapid. I never really have. It's like, if you handed me a bunch of money, I don't want a fucking mansion. The fuck would you want that for? Then you have to pay someone to clean it because it's too big to clean yourself. You can only live in part of it anyway. I've got 17 bedrooms. Okay, how many do you actually inhabit on a regular basis? How often do you actually throw wild parties so that the other bedrooms even have somebody in them? It's like you've got a mini hotel to your name. Whoop-de-doo. Why don't you just buy a real hotel, a Trump Tower, and then rent it out and make more money or something if you're that desperate for the Benji Greens? Eminem used to piss your parents off. Now your parents listen to Eminem. And they consider, his older music, isn't it technically oldies at this point? Or at least close to it. Stuff from the 80s is now entering oldie status. So I think we've got another decade before Eminem is officially golden oldies. Isn't that fucking hilarious to think about? The millennial contribution to music. How wonderful. I know that Eminem's not a millennial, but that was the core audience at the time. And so now he's announcing Obama and saying, vote for Kamala. Yeah, vote for a female, like the females that you rapped about back in the 90s and the 2000s. I'm sure that they all appreciated that, by the way. Didn't he get sued by his mom at one point for mentioning her in a song? Can't remember, as Clean Out My Closet or some song. I can't remember the title. Interesting person. You can't deny the talent. But then again, there are all sorts of talented people that have wonky political views. Lana Del Rey is a good example. Hell, there's plenty of examples. I wouldn't add Bruce Springsteen to the list. He's stumping for Kamala right now, too. But it's like, okay, 1985 called. They want their relevance back. That's about all. Peace out.